Peace, family. Welcome to another episode. I think we on back-to-back nights. 3 nights in a row on Black Magic 363. So I haven't done that in a long time, family. So it's good to be back. Tonight's show dealing with the how the financial structure is changing. So many misconceptions. If you notice in the title, I got the word crash in quotation marks. Why? Because that word is used so loosely and so out of context, and so a lot of people without knowledge in this market really don't know what's going on. So the brother who has helped me and many others make tons of money, I mean hundreds of thousands, since we've started our workshops last year, I had to bring him back on the show to talk to the family. You know what I'm saying? Since this is the man who told you was the first person, melanated or not, that I heard talking about the metaverse in 2020 when everybody was talking about the Jabberwocky. He's on the computer talking about the meta, and I'm like, what? So I'm back with the brother Chicago, Bitcoin bully. Welcome back, my brother.
Peace, brother Rich, Black Magic family. How's everybody doing out there? Please let me know if I'm coming in clear right now. Make sure it's not choppy or anything. Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, you coming in good. Let me give me one sec. Yeah, you coming in good. I want to play something real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the people join, sign in, make sure you share the video. Everybody who has, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say we can go a little after if you need to, brother Rich. I got a little extra time just because I was a little late.
Okay, it's all good. We let me see. I want to play something because since our last workshop, by the way, I'm proud. I want to thank everybody who signed up to the last workshop. Greatly appreciate it. I didn't have you on the show, so I just wanted to play this for the brother. You see it because you had it on Instagram, but it's always good. Yeah, it's always good when people benefit from what you put out there. You try hard. It's my job to try to bring the best speakers to y'all and bring valuable information to y'all. And when people could benefit from it, it definitely makes me happy. All right. So let me just play this real quick.
Metaverse, whatever, something. It was $100 for a 5 hour.
I was gonna pay for that, but it was too much.
Can you hear?
Yep.
Let me tell you, that was probably the best $100 I have spent. $100 for everything it is that I got yesterday out of that class. We were on from 1 o'clock to 7:30. It was supposed to be until 6 o'clock, but with things lagging and things like that, he took it upon himself to say, you're not going to pay for that time that it took me to figure things out or that things went wrong. I'm going to still make sure you get everything it is that I promised you were going to get in this class, no matter what. And you have lifetime access to this so that you can go over it over and over again as many times as you want, which was the great part of it because he gave you so much information that you literally must go over it again. But the simple fact that you can go over it again is the great part of it. Because he gave you so much. Now, as he's going through this, when I tell you he is flying, he is flying. We have people in the group talking about slow down and this and that. No. You don't slow down. You give us all the source in here because we can go back and review it and do it, break it down and pause it and do it with you then. You don't need to follow along and do it now. But he gave us so much. He showed us how to open multiple wallets. He sent us to specific pages. He showed us how to get to certain websites, decentralized. What's the difference between decentralized and centralized? Public, private. How to discharge debt, how to use debt to get what you want and then discharge it later with no issues. Like these are skills that they for $100. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get over that. It was $100. It was $100 for you to show me how to get thousands and thousands of dollars in a loan from myself, by myself, without technical approval, and then be able to discharge it and never have to pay it back using cryptocurrency. This is a whole different world. And the way that he broke it down, I felt like a 5-year-old, and I was able to understand it. I'm sorry, but they are blowing the water when it comes to classes and consultations. blowing people out the water.
Uh-oh. She said we blowing people out the water when it comes to classes and consultations. Uh-oh. Wow, that was a good, that was a dope compliment.
Powerful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Shout out to that sister there. Definitely appreciate your support and for believing in us and signing up for the class. Before we start, I'll let the brother explain what's going on. For everybody who wants to be notified, first of all, I want everybody who's here to hit that like button. Make sure you hit the like button, please. That's very important for the algorithm of this show. So make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you text Rich to 646-760-7806 if you want to be notified when I go live on YouTube. For whatever reason, YouTube doesn't send a lot of my subscribers notifications. So text Rich to that number, and I will notify you personally when I go live. Also, if you are interested in the workshop that the sister was talking about, you can go to blackmagicuniversity.com. It is on there if you're interested in that workshop. And I got some other ones coming up with the brother that I'm just going to put, is going to go straight to the website. But with that being said, I also, before I forget, I have to give a shout out to my brother, King Simon. He's one of the best when it comes to numerology. If you're in need of some spiritual help and you want to know what's going on in your life, you can text this brother your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. All right. But with that being said, I want the brother, Chicago Crypto Bully, to kind of explain to us about what's going on right now. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are worried. They're hearing these trigger words, crash and stuff like that. The doubters are saying, I told you so, don't believe them niggas. You know what I'm saying? But talk to us, my brother. The floor is yours.
No doubt, no doubt. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. Thank you once again, Brother Rich, for handing me this platform so I can bring the vital information to the people. And yeah, I just want to really bring a lot of clarity to what's going on in the market, which, Brother Rich, is the same song and dance every time Bitcoin seems to pull back. It's actually interesting. If individuals go back and watch like Bloomberg News or CNBC, things where they cover cryptocurrency, right? If you look at the times where it went to highs and then, recorrected and retraced and pulled back, they always talk about the crash. Oh, well, Bitcoin crashed this week. How do you feel? And what's funny about it, right, Brother Rich? Like, we'll speak about the beginning. In that first, the last run that people are privy to before the crash, when Bitcoin went from 20,000 back down to about $3,000, what people got to understand, in fact, let me just show them real quick when they talk about that crash, right? And let me show you where Bitcoin came from before they talk about the crash. So I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm showing y'all right now, these are called candlestick charts. This shows the price movement of Bitcoin leading back to 2014. So as you can see, the high of 2017 was here. This is the $20,000 high. This was the quote unquote crash that they were talking about, back down to about $3,400. Now, this is the thing, Brother Rich, it started off at $200. So it went from 200 to 20,000 and then came back down to 3,000. So if you bought it at $200 and it rallied and then pulled back a little bit, it wasn't a crash to the individuals that are at the beginning of the rally. They're always speaking, once again, they are always speaking to the public at large, to which we have to understand the public at large is not the early investors. It is those that follow the news, that tell you to buy at the highest prices. If I can remember back in 2017, Rich, the news was telling people to leave Ripple alone around 25, 30 cents, and then told people Ripple was a good buy at $3 when it was the highest price it ever was. You get what I mean? So the news is always going to throw this thing out here to try to scare people. I mean, look at this. Look at where we're at right now and tell me what crashed from this whole chart that we're in right now. You know what I mean? What individuals got to understand is that with any of this investing stuff, especially not any, let me speak specifically about tradable assets. That's gold, silver, corn, oil, Forex, cryptocurrency, stocks, Nike, Amazon, the such. Charts go up or price goes up and price goes down. It is the law. It's the nature. It's the law of the nature within this space. There is no money made unless prices go down, brother Rich, because when prices go down, that means profit is being taken. Capital is being taken off of the table. See, a lot of people like to be rich on paper, meaning that they like to see them accounts go up, but they don't understand you don't have that money initially until you've taken profit. So you can start with 1,000 and watch your numbers go up to $10,000 until you cash out at 10,000, brother Rich. It ain't $10,000. You have a certain amount of assets that have a $10,000 denomination, but that changes and can change every second, every minute, every hour, every 4 hours, every day, every week, every month. You get what I mean? And that's that fluctuation that individuals really, really, really don't comprehend or understand. Now, a lot of times you'll hear these words of market manipulation. And I know people probably want me to go into stories like the White House wants crypto rules as a matter of national security and all these stories. I've been reading these stories since. Now, let me put this out there. I've only been here since 2006, late 2016, early 2017, right? Some people will look at it as a long time. Some people will look at it as a little time. But one thing that I have come to recognize is these stories that they put out. They get the public at large in a frenzy, but the individuals in the space don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't care about this stuff. The news, the fundamentals, the things that sway the individuals that don't know what's going on in the background. In my humble opinion, this stuff means little to not. So I'm really not even going to cover this story because, in my humble opinion, everything that goes on with cryptocurrency can and normally is seen within these charts. And it's with these charts that allow me to make my decisions whether I should enter and or exit a position, a market, or whatever the case may be. Now, if we go back and we look at, let me speak about market manipulation, in fact, and crashes and, not being able to identify these crashes and whatnot. The last crash, brother Rich, and I think we went live around this time too. In fact, we did, because you made me go live right after the Elon Musk thing. Price crashed down and you had me go live because I had been telling people, even though they were saying to the moon, Elon, Doge, this, I'm like, man, price about to come down based off what I seen in the charts, right? Not based off of no news, nobody saying anything. Based off what I seen in the charts, I said price was going to come down, and price did just that. So what I want people to pay attention to here, and I'm gonna try to make it as clear as possible, right? This was that last Elon Musk crash back in 2021, leading out of April, right? This was when Doge was running up. And at the height, I believe Elon Musk came out and said something ill about the crypto market, and individuals took it as if what he said made price come down. But what I like to utilize and what I seen within the charts, right? And when we look at the charts, right, what I want those that may be new to this page or new to this channel or new to me or new to cryptocurrency, new to tradable assets, new to technical analysis, right? The same way we say that the ancestors were able to read the stars and give stories or predictions on what the future holds based off of that reading, is the exact same way that I read these charts, these candlesticks,
Powerful.
right?
Powerful.
Instead of the stars. And they allow me, I can't speak for nobody else, brother Rich, and I don't throw this out there in the general. This is me though. It allows me to predict what is going to come within the near future, right? But it's in my opinion, if you open up your mind, it's so easily taught and able to comprehend that all the individual has to do is really allow the charts to speak to them. Now I'm gonna break something down very, very easy, and I'm gonna back it up, brother Rich. I'm gonna back it up with definitions, right? Facts. So this is the price of Bitcoin. This is a candle, well, this is a line graph. And what you're seeing is price going up and then it sells. Price goes up and then it sells. Price goes up and then it sells. Now, what I want individuals to pay attention to, right? In fact, let me get a brand new chart up here real quick so I can give this example. Let me get rid of anything that may be on here real quick. There we go. So what I want individuals to pay attention to are your highs here, your highs here, and your highs here. Now, I mean, visually, these are higher highs, meaning every time Bitcoin ran up and then sold off, when it ran back up, it made a higher price than your previous price. Sold down, as well as we're looking at the lows. This is your low. This is your highest price. When it sells off and comes down to your lower price, that lower price is higher than your previous low price. This is the definition of an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. So once again, it sells off and then it runs up and makes another higher high than your previous high. Now, what I want individuals to pay attention to is a tool known as the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index. And what I want you to notice is that on those last three peaks, which is this date, February 21st, this date, March 13th, and this date here, which is April 13th. Interesting. But we have a low, a lower low, and a much lower low. Now, what is this tool that I'm using, right? This is called Relative Strength Index. And just to make it real easy on people, it measures the strength of the asset to which you're looking at. Now, the way individuals use it is between two ranges where you have the 30 mark right here. You can see the numbers over here on the right and the 70 mark. And typically, when it gets above 70, an asset, whether it's Nike stock, gold, silver, is overbought, meaning that it's priced too high. And you can normally see the value of an asset come down when it reaches above this dotted line, right? But that's not what we're paying attention to too much. I'm just giving y'all a definition of how this tool is used. When you come down below the 30, an asset is looked at as oversold, meaning that it's cheap or over cheap. So individuals will usually come in and pile on and start buying orders around that price. Now, when you're using this tool, right, it normally follows what's going on in the rest of the market as far as the chart, pretty much to the T. So if I bring the chart back here, let me see. There we go. And let me bring this down just a tad bit so we can compare the two. There we go. We can see we run up, come down, run up, come down. So you see the humps and everything are pretty much the same, correct? It's pretty much a convergence or a similarity between the two. What you want to look out for is when there's differences between the two. You get what I mean? So when we go back to the date and time and we see this high, higher high, higher high, but then we look at the RSI and we see a high, lower high, lower high. I'm not even gonna give my own words of it. I'm gonna just give you the definition. What we're looking at is called bearish divergence. Now, I want everyone to pay attention to this definition and then tell me, after hearing this definition, if you were able to see this, what would be your thoughts after seeing this? Now, the definition states bearish divergences signify potential downtrends when prices rally to a new high. So what is, some people might not know what downtrend, rally, any of that means. What this is saying is that when you see that drawing that I just showed you, a potential sell-off downtrend, meaning that prices is going to come down. When prices rally to a new high, meaning when prices are going high, we are expecting a potential downtrend or a downturn in prices, right? Because while prices are rallying to a new high, the oscillator refuses to reach a new peak or a new high, meaning that price is going high and everything. But as you're looking at the RSI, which measures how actually strong the market is, it's getting weaker. So to the trader and the technical analyst, he should think like, okay, things look better than what they are. And the definition that I usually give in class is, imagine, for those that are old enough, back in the day, like the old Street Fighter games, Mortal Kombat, where you be fighting individuals, you had that little life bar up in the top, right? And imagine you whooping somebody down and they life bar getting down real low, right? But then they come back and they start whooping you. But the hits ain't really doing nothing, so your life bar is high. To the eye, it appears that the individual that's about to die is whooping the other individual and going to win. But from you looking at the life bar, you can tell this cat's about to fucking keel over. Excuse my language. But he's losing life. He's about to die. Family, that's what you see right here. This is losing life. It's about to die or pull back. Because why? Let me go ahead and finish with the definition. In this situation, the bulls are losing their grip on the market. Prices are rising only as a result of inertia, which in this space is called FOMO. And the bears are ready to take control. So I'm going to break this down in layman's terms. as layman as I can. When you're looking at these charts and you're seeing price steady go higher, making these peaks, coming down, going higher, making these peaks, coming down and going higher. But then you're looking at this tool, and on this tool, those highs are getting lower and lower. Family, in a nutshell, it's a fake out. Normally, now let me say this too. TA is not edged in stone. All it does is give you an edge in your decision making, right? Meaning that you formulate a hypothesis, or let me not even break it down like that. You come up with these predictions based off of what you're seeing within these charts, right? And the different technical analysis that you're able to perform allows you to give you that much more foresight in what may or may not happen. And that is what we're looking at currently right now, right? How did I know? And all this is documented too. You can go back and watch the Brother Rich shows, because I think this was live when I called it. But how did I not know? Let me not say this either. I'm never right and I'm never wrong. I make predictions and they play out or they don't, right? So don't take it as like I know what's always going to happen, and I don't want people to take it like that, because you too can read the same thing that I'm reading and make similar to close predictions, right? But what I stated was that, in my humble opinion, price was primed to come down. Now, I took it a step further and actually showed people where prices was going to come due to, further technical analysis. But the main thing is, in my humble opinion, there is always an indication of what's going to happen with price. Always. So now let's use that same method and look at the most recent pullback, which is quite funny that they're not talking about the crash until this long dip right here that we just had from about 44,000 to 37,000. They're not going to talk about the fact that we slowly, gradually floated from about 70K down to 40,000, Brother Rich. That wasn't a crash. That was them steady telling people this is a dip. Buy, dip, buy, dip, which people already know how I rock. For anybody that's been rocking with me, I don't play them games right there. For me, it's all about trend. It's all about the market direction, really allowing the charts to tell me where price is going, and not allowing emotion or FOMO or any other rhetoric out there to influence my thoughts. Always roll with the prices in the charts, not so much with what is being said, because a lot, when it's being said, like I said, they're telling y'all it's crashing when it just took about a $10,000 dump. But they didn't tell y'all about the other $20,000 it just knocked off the market. You get what I'm saying? So, family, this is not a crash. This is a continuation of the downtrend, which really started about $55,000 when we broke down from here. That's when the downtrend really started. And to bring it into even more context, for anyone that's been following me for a while, I love to use the 20-day exponential moving average. And real easy, just what this is. How can I break it down easily? So it is a line that makes a invisible trampoline and or an invisible ceiling. And what do I mean by that? Well, as you can see, when you're above the red line, it likes to, hover above and bounce off of it, ensuring that it keeps with this uptrend. Right? So when price is above the 20-day exponential, you are normally in an uptrend or a bull market. Now, when price tends to break that 20-day, you tend to go into a downtrend, which is a bear market. So now, Brother Rich, we could say that all this was unexpected and everything, but man, the 20-day got broke right here at about $62,000, and then it got rejected not once, not twice, not three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times while it was below it before it even broke $55,000. So you tell me, did people have ample time to get out from reading the charts, or was this an unexpected crash? This is just a continuation of the downtrend that started way back in November. Nothing more, nothing less, Brother Rich. And it will continue to go down until we get back above this red line. And it could be that easy. Just let the charts be your guide. I don't know if that was just as a simple explanation of what's going on here. Let me see. Still got me, Brother Rich?
Yeah. I just had the mic on mute. Yeah, I'm here.
Got you. I just want to see what the reaction is from how I broke that down, and just from your opinion, Brother Rich. Does that bring a little more clarity to what's going on in the market?
Definitely does. I think you explaining the higher highs and the higher lows, I think that is people are really going to grasp to that and understand when they say crash and like, oh, no, it's just going to a higher low and it's going to go up to another higher high again. What you said, that's called the uptrend, right?
Yeah, higher highs and higher lows are an uptrend. So what we're looking at right now, very easy. If I go ahead and just put it back on a line chart, we have highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower. So this is a downtrend. Tip is as easy as that, brother Rich. If you're making lower highs and lower lows, you're in a downtrend. And I got a saying, friends don't let friends buy in on downtrends. You get what I'm saying? It's not about hating on any of these coins or trying to tell people don't get the money. You know, one thing I like to stay away from, brother Rich, are quotes like buy when there's red, or when others are fearful, be greedy, or every time the stock market has crashed, it's always went back to all-time highs. That's some of the dumbest shit to follow. Excuse my language, but for you to follow a quote based off what your ass is telling you, some of the dumbest stuff in the world, brother Rich, because you can't guarantee that. You can't let a quote say, hey, every time the stock market crashed, it went back to higher highs, so just buy it because it crashed. I would never let somebody, if they were coming to me for advice, go off of that quote. It more so be, man, if you start making higher highs after the crash, then you can start looking for positions. But just to buy flat out blindly because price is low and it went down and it always comes back, there is no guarantees in this space. Nothing always does anything. What you're seeing is a very overinflated market since the 2008 crash, right? Where Obama first came in with the stimulus package, which I used to show people what a stimulus package was. It's only put into the system when the system is on the verge of crashing or has crashed. You get what I'm saying? So the market is overinflated off of dollars being printed and put into the market. It's really not performing as well as people think it is, right? If you were to denominate a lot of these stocks versus gold, right, which is, you know, real money, lawful money, constitutional money, the charts would not look the same, brother Rich. They would be in downtrends over the last 10, 20 years, right? But when you denominate it versus a thing that can be printed out of existence, right, which does not hold a value, right? I mean, it's not hard to pump the price of things up because you're injecting capital and money into the market and allowing people to continue to buy these things, right? Now, the slowdowns here, right? Possibly going into war, certain things of that nature. The money's slowing down, so now you're seeing that bubble in that stock market start to come down. Now, does that mean that crypto's not going to come down? No, you know, everything has its ebbs and flows. It's about understanding where it could go, right? And if individuals were to ask me, like, you know, what do I think's going on with Bitcoin right now? It really be as easy as me looking at the chart and saying, well, as long as we're under the red line, which comes in at about $40,000, right? Until then, nothing's going on. So I don't care about it going from 35 to 38, 35 to 30, all that. The green is, look, the colors don't matter, y'all. That's another thing. The colors don't matter. You're up over the last 24 hours, but you're still down over the last week, right? You're still down over the last month, over the last couple of months in all actuality. And you will continue to go down as long as you're making these lower highs. And that's what catches the people, brother Rich, because we'll start to run up. People that get anxious, they can't look at the charts. They're like, fuck, it's moving. I don't want to miss my boat. Everybody always wants to catch the bottom, right? They buy it, and then you get rejected, and then you dump lower. And then for the newbie that's in the space, they normally sell because they don't want to lose money. And after you've done something like that over and over and over and over and over again, you've pretty much exhausted a majority of your capital, right? So now what I do is I wait for confirmation. And confirmation does not come from a downtrend anyways until you have broken your previous high, to which the previous high is about $44,000 to the T, right? So if we're looking at this and we're trying to say, oh, well, Bitcoin is going to go back to 100 grand, it's not going anywhere higher, right? Until you are able to breach and find support above $44,000, right? Now that's at today's prices, because things change, right? In fact, let me just try to draw this in. This thing moves in cycles, right, brother Rich? It moves in cycles. So what we had up here was one cycle, right? You had your highs. Now, when you broke that down, you came back up, you had your lows here. You came up and you rejected from the lows. So this was another cycle. And what would have happened for this cycle to end, you would have had to make a higher high than your previous cycle. So this cycle had to make a high higher than the previous cycle for it to end. It did not do that. It broke down and went lower, and now you have another cycle. So what happens with this cycle here, right? With this cycle, we have to make a high higher than our previous cycle, and we did not do that. We broke down again, and then we had another cycle. And what happens with this cycle? We have to make a high higher than our previous cycle. And we didn't do that. And we broke down. So now we have another cycle. And what goes on with this cycle? We have to make a high higher than our previous cycle. Now, what's going to happen, Brother Rich, and what can happen? Let me shrink this down real quick and give you an idea. Hold on. So now, if price does not get back above this red line, right, and we fail, we run up and we fail again, and we end up breaking below the previous low here at about $35,000, I will then look for another low somewhere close to around $30,000, right? To which we'll probably get a bounce there. And then the bounce will probably come up to your previous low here, which is around 35,000. But then what that's going to do, let me show you. Let me get this bar pattern here real quick. We'll run it from there to there. So let's just say we get another low, right? Like so. You now have another zone, right? And this cycle has to get higher than this cycle. So it's all about levels and cycles, Brother Rich. This thing moves in cycles. There's no just you're gonna miss it and it's just gonna go up like this and I missed the move. It don't move like that, man. So let me say this, y'all not gonna miss nothing. You don't have to fall. Oh, let me put this out there first and foremost. My apologies. This is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Please don't take this as any type of financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just an individual that likes to share his opinion on cryptocurrency and other tradable assets. These are 100% my opinions and my opinions alone. Please always go do your own due diligence. Everything I'm telling y'all could be 100% wrong. But so what we're looking at right now is possibly another cycle, right? And this is the only thing that's going to change it, unless this cycle is able to make a high higher than your previous cycle. And if it doesn't do that, if we come up and we make a lower high than our previous high, normally we're going to come back down and make a lower low than our previous low.
Indeed. Yeah, I know y'all loved his explanation today. Very simple. I mean, I know this was amazing. I'm glad that I brought you on, my brother. Definitely glad. What do you think about athletes or just people? I'm gonna use what's the name? Odell Beckham?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about athletes asking for their whole salary in Bitcoin? Because now people are saying, oh shit, he asked for his whole salary. Bitcoin is down. That was not a wise move. What do you think about asking for your whole salary in Bitcoin, my brother?
Man, I want to give a truthful answer to that, right? I don't. Okay, so to answer that, it's a lot of variables that I don't know about the individuals. What I would say is that's like me only accepting cryptocurrency for my services. I have no problem with that because I understand the long term. You get what I'm saying, Brother Rich? The long term. And if that brother understands the long term, in fact, I spoke about this the other day, right? So we got his contract in cryptocurrency. Now, what we don't know is how else he contracted. So if it was me, any and all endorsements and contracts that followed that contract would also be paid in cryptocurrency, right? Mainly Bitcoin. Meaning if I was doing any new endorsements today, this month, next month, they would be denominated in Bitcoin, meaning I would be getting those contracts in Bitcoin at the current price of Bitcoin, which is 37, 35, 30,000, depending on where it's at, right? So even though I'm down, I'm looking at it like a trading account, Brother Rich. I'm down in that aspect, but as long as I got capital coming in and I can buy the dip. You get what I'm saying? And I'm holding it for the long term. So I'm not looking to cash out. See, a lot of individuals look at, can he cash out? Did he cash out? He didn't cash out in time. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, he lost this much. He lost that much. Yet and still, when you look at the long-term perspective of this, possibly going to 100K, possibly going to 1 million. Do we know when? No, absolutely not. Now, and another thing we got to understand when we look at situations like that, a lot of us are looking at it from our situation, Brother Rich, meaning a lot of us don't have the funds that brother has. He's had past contracts. I'm pretty sure he has money put up. I'm pretty sure he's not dependent on that one contract feeding his family. So I'm pretty sure it's not that big a deal that what I would look at as a P&L account went down. You get what I'm saying? But if you're in a position of what many of us may be in, Brother Rich, to whereas you put your last in there and now it's down and it's woe is me. Yeah, I look at it like that. I don't think that brother's in that situation. So people can't look at it in those light, you know what I'm saying, in those eyes. You get what I'm saying, Brother Rich? So I wouldn't say that it was a dumb move. I say that it was a risky move. Now, this is what I will say, right? I will say this, right? From if individuals would have asked me when or if at that time it was a good idea, that was similar to buying Bitcoin at when I'm not going to get into when he did it, but I would have been more careful of when I would have allowed the contract to go into effect and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, would I sign a contract at the highest price that the asset is to get paid in this price? In this asset? Absolutely not. Because of what I know, the potential for a downside is too great. You know what I mean? So me personally, if I was in those shoes, it's a couple of things that I would have looked at before making the decision. But in a nutshell, I don't see anything wrong with athletes receiving their contracts in these new digital assets, because my thing, Brother Rich, has always been the accumulation game. It's never been the dollar value. It's the accumulation, meaning how many assets can I acquire, not can I buy one and flip it later on for a higher price. That's not my game. For me, it's how many Bitcoins can I get. So the long term is, he's got an asset. He doesn't have to let go of that asset. You know what I mean? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just misconception and miseducation. People that are pointing the finger at them that probably don't got a stitch of Bitcoin in their body or in their portfolio.
Indeed. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll probably be here for about 15 more minutes. Not a long show. I just really want the help. I really want to especially help the people who sign up for the workshop, just to let y'all know we still here. The brother's here. I know he hasn't been on the show since the workshop, but I want y'all to know exactly what's going on in the market. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all invested in yourselves, and we in this thing for the long term. So yeah, I do appreciate y'all for being here. Once again, I want everybody to hit that like button, and if you can, make sure you hit the donation. Hit up the Cash App if you can. This show is very beneficial to our community. We don't get shows like this dealing with cryptocurrency on this level in the Black community. What I want to ask you, Chicago, I'm gonna ask the brother question, then I'm gonna take a couple of questions, then we get out of here. Like I said, not too long. You said the same way the ancestors study the stars to know what's going on Earth and in the world, you study the charts to know what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. Now that's powerful. But what I want to ask you is, with so many people in this space, why don't more people know about technical analysis? Is it just pure laziness? Well, why don't they don't study technical analysis the way you do, my brother?
Nah, I'm not gonna say it's laziness. It's that it's not promoted like that, Brother Rich. It's similar to metaphysics, right? Individuals don't show the hard work that goes into doing, we'll say, rituals, magic, even fasting. You know what I'm saying? Things that individuals that have been doing it may seem simple. On the outside looking in, they may not know the amount of work that has to go into it, so they don't promote it like that. It's almost like the hidden, almost like the occult, right? When you look at anything in the public as far as investing, they're not looking at charts, Brother Rich. They're talking about earnings reports. They're speaking about, what the company did, the partnerships that it had and whatnot. They barely ever touch those charts. And the reason, in my humble opinion, is because it's not for the public to know. You know what I mean? It's not for the quote unquote, the peons, the peasants, the citizens to understand these charts. Just like it's not for us to understand the stars. That's why they told us to believe in something outside of ourselves. You get what I'm saying? To worship this individual, that individual, get on our knees, prostrate, whatever the case may be, because they never, ever, ever really want to give you the truth. And that goes into a lot of different studies and sciences. This ain't no different. This is not no different. If individuals really knew how to read these charts on a grand scale, it would really change the economic scale, right? It would change the financial direction that we're headed in. But they're not going to show you that, because that would be giving up the keys. You know what I'm saying? That's my humble opinion. They don't promote this aspect of it, Brother Rich. Is buy red, sell green. Price is low, buy. That's really all you hear, but it's based off of just rhetoric and average what's the word, man? I'm just gonna say miseducation and just following the trend, Brother Rich. I don't follow fads. I don't follow trends. Definitely never, ever do what the herd does. That's another thing. Herd mentality. That's a big thing, Brother Rich. It's easier to direct herd mentality. As an example, right? When Doge and Shib, I think they were calling for Shib to go to a penny, and they were saying the mantra Doge to $1. Now let me say this: even though mantras is good, and we are actually able to create things through mantras, in this space, man, these mantras are like scams, though. You get what I'm saying? It's actually kind of funny, because you would look at like, oh, that's a powerful mantra. Over here, it's more so a scam, though. It's more so get the people wild up to think that this is what they're planning to do, and it normally ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The rich never want y'all to get rich, so don't think that they're gonna tell y'all how to get rich. And I always have to say that because people are like, oh, well, Warren Buffett said buy this, Jim Cramer said buy that. And I'm like, you got to think about it. You think these people really telling y'all what to buy because they want you to be in the position that they at? No, they telling you what to buy so they can sell the shit that they're selling to you. You are the consumers. It's that easy.
I know you were never big on these celebrity endorsed coins. I see Floyd Mayweather and Kim Kardashian got a lawsuit against them. Why do you think do the celebrities know that these shits is going to fail, or are they just ignorant to the space? But they usually go down the drain, these celebrity like Ethereum Max. But what's your thoughts on that? These celebrity endorsed coins failing, if that's the proper word to use.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to look at it like this, brother Rich. That's the main reason some of these coins get the celebrity endorsement, because without that, they wasn't going to flourish. You know what I mean? Look at some of the biggest cryptocurrencies in the space right now and ask yourself what celebrity endorsements they've ever had, other than celebrities coming out and on their own saying, man, I'm effing with this or I'm effing with that. Recently, the baby or Lil Baby came out, and there's a video circulating where he's like, man, I don't even want cash no more. I want Ethereum and Bitcoin. That ain't got nothing to do with endorsement. He's just telling y'all this what it is. You know what I mean? But when you see a coin like, hey, in fact, it's funny that Mayweather even got caught up with that, bro. If people follow my page, which you can follow me on IG, Chicago Crypto, Block Bully, and go back to maybe 2017, 2018, Money Mayweather and DJ Khaled got sued back then for promoting a currency that had something to do with a casino. And so they're steady with these athletes, these celebrities. They're not in the space. They don't know what's going on, brother Rich. It's people calling them and saying, hey, we'll give you 100,000 and 1,000,000 shares to promote this. Sign this contract. We got you. They don't know nothing about the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, and regulations. They're like, oh, okay, new company. I'll sign. I'll promote. Don't know nothing about it. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, and I've told people this, and people get mad. I think a brother got on your page once and said something about the Ethereum Max now, and I told him it was BS. And they're like, oh, well, somebody made some money off it. I'm like, look, y'all, you can make money off of scams. I'm going to say that. Y'all can make money off of scams. It does not legitimize the scam. It doesn't legitimize it, right? So with the celebrity endorsements, I don't touch them. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not even going to say unless. I don't touch the celebrity endorsed coins. That's just my thing.
All right, let me get to about 2 questions in the chat. Then we're going to get out of here. Somebody's asking, what's your opinion on the
ISO 2022? So that's where there's certain cryptocurrencies that are going to be governmentally, if you want to, just to make it simple for everyone, they're saying that it's only these specific cryptocurrencies that are going to be okayed by the government. And it's like Ripple, Stellar Lumens. What was the other one? I'm gonna pull it up real quick. But with that, my thing with cryptocurrency, right? And this is what people really gotta understand, right? Cryptocurrency is decentralized digital currency, right? What you want to understand about that is that with cryptocurrency, the government really can't regulate or tell you what to use and what not to use. Now, it's going to be, argument about this and blah, 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 but the individuals that are raising a lot of these ain't been in the space. And I'm not saying that I know it all, but the people that are raising these issues ain't been in the space to really give those type of opinions. You know what I mean? But, so what it says, these are the initial security offering tokens. No, this isn't. Hold on. ISO 2022. This ain't it. There we go. Bam. Here we go. And they should have the list. Oh, they used to have the list. Here it is. Ripple, Stellar Lumens, Algorand, XDC. So where is it? Standards threaten to get away of some cryptos. There's a number of experts who believe adoption of the standard will get in the way of cryptos like Bitcoin and keep them from becoming ubiquitous as international money transfer plays. So basically, these are the cryptocurrencies that the government say that this is all we're going to allow to be used for intergovernmental or from government to government transactions. So if the United States is going to send something to Great Britain or something to Russia, they're saying we're only going to use these cryptocurrencies. What y'all got to understand is these cryptocurrencies was created for you to use outside of the government. So, I mean, you could stay in that system of what the government says goes, and I'm only going to use what the government says, or understand what's right out here in front of your face, which is a decentralized currency system, a distribution system, a record keeper system that anyone in the world can use. So I understand individuals' outlook on the compliant ISO cryptocurrencies and what it means. I just don't agree with it all the way.
Indeed. All right. Let me see. Trying to get to another question, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. You see this question here? What about decentralized autonomous organizations?
Okay, so let me talk about that, right? Let me talk about nodes and let me talk about DAOs. Some of the shit y'all messing with today are not the original nodes and DAOs. These are these new HYIP. Okay, back in the day, we had what were known as HYIPs, HYIPs, high yield investment platforms. Y'all are getting that just in different forms right now. So like a lot of these nodes are just high yielding platforms, which are going out 80,000, 60,000, 5,000, 10,000% APYs, which are non-sustainable. Now, even if they are sustainable, that means the underlying currency, in my humble opinion, is going to get sold off to the fact where the currency is going to be worthless from where you bought it at. In fact, let me pull up an example of that real quick, because I really do want to show people this, Brother Rich, because it's a lot of buzzwords that are getting used right now that it ain't what it is, man, for a lot of y'all new people. So what they're speaking of, so let's look at a project like KlimaDAO, right? Let me pull this up. Let me show you the chart on this thing, Brother Rich. And this is why I really don't interact with these type of things. I might gamble a little bit here and there, but what I gamble with, I keep to myself, and I don't share it with the public at large because I don't want individuals following me when I got money to gamble with and they don't. So if we look at this currency was trading at $3,444 in October. Now it's trading at $53, right? Now if we look at the currency though, and we go to the website, the currency is paying out 14,000. No, that's not it. There it is. 24,888% APY. I'm gonna say that again. I don't think 24,000% annual percentage yield. The average bank gives you 0.01%. Over here, you're getting 24,000. So now when you're getting paid out 24,000% APY and you're getting all these extra coins, the only obvious thing is that everyone's going to sell the coins off. So the price of these tokens, in my humble opinion, is going to be very hard to climb because of the suppression of all the extra liquidity that's being dumped on it. You know what I mean? So now a real DAO, a real node, man, y'all really just need to research what it is. I ain't got time to go in it right now, but a lot of the things that y'all interacting with are not what it is. A real DAO is really just like a republic, or it's like a government that's ran by the people. It has nothing to do with APYs, absolutely nothing. Nodes have nothing to do with APYs, absolutely nothing. A node is a component of the blockchain which helps to connect things. That's all it is. Nodes are the ones that are communicating with one another, you know, talking, confirming the transactions and sending information. That's all nodes are. Now you got these new projects. It's like, hey, this is a node. Buy this, lock it in. We're gonna pay you out this exuberant amount of interest, and then you're gonna get rich. And it's like it's already just money grabs, in my humble opinion. My fault for dragging that along so much.
No, that was necessary. Last question: is a Helium miner a good investment?
Yes, I got. Yeah, I ain't gonna say how many I got. Yes, I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah. Hey, but let me say this: get the real ones. If you can't buy them from like the Helium network platform, I wouldn't, because a lot of people are selling these miners on different websites. I cannot verify the validity of none of them websites. I bought mine directly from the Helium platform when it first came out.
Could you explain to the people what exactly that is? Because
okay, yeah, I got you. So in fact, let me pull it up real quick. So HNT tokens, right? Or Helium tokens are tokens that are representative of a mining system that runs off of Wi-Fi, right? So normally when we think of mining, we think of, you know, electricity being surged, you know, high electricity bill, all these, I love this, all these bills being high and whatnot. This token right here allows, it's almost like the new internet, right? It's the new internet, and the internet's going to be ran off these nodes, right? Or these miners. Now, here they go. Here's some of their miners right here. And basically all you're doing, family, is plugging these up into the crib, connecting them to your Wi-Fi, and they're mining cryptocurrencies the same way the Bitcoin miners mine Bitcoin. These ones are mining HNT tokens. You know what I mean? So that's the future of mining, is Wi-Fi mining, which is something that y'all really, really want to check out, because I mean it's basically free. So that's what he's speaking on, these miners, right? This is the exact one that I got, the caterpillar. What do they call it? I think caterpillar, but this square box one. I got a couple of these.
Indeed. All right. With that being said, like I said, we're not going to be long tonight, family. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Chicago Bitcoin Bully dropped it, made this shit as clear and as simple as you could possibly get it. So,
Brother Rich,
yeah.
My fault. Before we go, let me give my interpretation or my outlook of where I think Bitcoin's going.
Okay.
Real quick. Let me pull up my regular charts here. All right. So this is what we're looking at right now, family. I did want to, come through and just give y'all this. This is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Please don't take it as such, but you can definitely take notes, right? So let me slide this over real quick. So now what you have is Bitcoin right now. He's in the demand zone. It needs to get past, what is this? It needs to hold above 36.57, and it needs to close above 37.44. Right now you're at 37. You're right there. You're at 37,380. So you're right there. We need to close above this yellow box in order to move up to 40,500. If we can take out 40,500, that'll give us to move to 42,400. From 42,400, we're looking to close above 44,500. It's not until we close above 44,500 that Bitcoin is out of the woodworks of a downtrend, and we're at a possible reversal from the downtrend, and we can work our way back up towards 50,000. Now, this is the thing. If we fail at any time below this red line, below 40,500, and more so below that $44,000 level, I'm going to look to come back down, retest 34,500. From there, I'm looking at a support level at 33,000, 31,000. Below that 31,000, we're looking at, what was it? Hold on. I want to show this to y'all. Bam. Let me shrink this down. There we go. So yeah, 28,900, so roughly $29,000. If we are unable to hold that level, let me put these moving averages back on. Put this on a weekly like so. And here you have it. One of the easiest ways that an individual can tell what's going on with the market is by using moving averages. Anytime you're below them, you start going down and testing the other ones. So now with these moving averages, if we're unable to get back above 44,000, which is where this orange line is, and we're unable to hold 35,500, I will look for further continuation, possibly back down to this white line, which is around $25,000. So I'm going to say this again. We're at 37,000 right now. If we see Bitcoin back below 35K, I'm going to look for those support levels around 29, 30,000 to hold us off. If we lose that, I'm looking at $25,000 as a closing level, right? As a closing level. But what I'm actually looking for is a retest of our previous highs right here at around 20,000, right? Oh, there we go, right here, $20,000, right? So if we can break that, bam, there we go. So if we break the green line here, I'm looking to come back down and retest. Now, this is a weekly chart. So now what I'm looking for is for us to flow down, hit 20,000, and then end up closing that weekly candlestick back above 25,000. So we're going to wick the 20, close back above the white line, similar to what we did back here in the Corona dump. We look how we closed. We wicked down, shook everybody off, and then ended up closing it, and then it was on to the market after that. So I'll be looking for something similar to that. If we do close below $30,000, $20,000 to $20,000 as a low. So don't think we can never go down there, family. It's just all in the charts. And I just want to leave with that real quick, Brother Rich.
Excellent, my brother. Leave your contact info for the family.
Oh, definitely. You can follow me on IG, Chicago Crypto Block Bully. On YouTube, it is Chicago Crypto Hustler. Also, I've got another one that I'm going to get ramped back up. I was doing podcasts. It's called 100 Million Satoshis Worth of Game. And you can check out another podcast that's got about 3 years worth of information called New Money Matrix. For anyone that's interested in getting any type of one-on-one consultation or any type of assistance within this space, you can reach me at Block Wall Street at protonmail.com. That's BLOCKWALLSTREET at PROTONMAIL.com. And with that being said, I appreciate the platform tonight, Brother Rich. And I appreciate everybody that was able to come in and tap in with us. If you can't play that song, Brother Rich, if you got it. If not, we can get up out of here.
All right. All right, so family, with that being said, we are getting out of here. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in tonight, and I will see you next time, family. Peace.